One of the hardest things you can ever do in your life is recover from drugs or recover from any type of thing that really had you in a chokehold. And that's what we're going to talk about today, recovery. Because, to be honest with you, I almost didn't make it out of recovery. Let me just tell my story. Oh, now, y'all already know what time it is. Say, check my man before I start my video, bro. Y'all already know what to do, man. Hit that like and hit that subscribe button. And when you hit that subscribe button, make sure you're hitting that bell notification also. Anytime I drop a video, you be notified. Hey, Rocky, you can hop on. We can kick it and we can vibe. Recovery. That, to me, is probably one of the strongest words when it comes down to an addict. Somebody who once was on drugs and trying to get their life together. But 9 times out of 10, before you even recover, you don't even know how to recover. My recovery was different than a lot of other people who have a history with recovery. Obviously, people know my story. The people who really just listen to me, who vibe out with me. I went through a lot, right? I went through a lot. But that's not to say that a lot of people don't go through a lot. You see what I'm saying? My first steps into recovery was actually being isolated. A lot of times, recovery starts in isolation. But what do you mean, Key, when you say isolation? This is what I mean. You ever had people tell you, hey, don't do this because this will happen. Hey, don't do that because this will happen. And 9 times out of 10, you never listen to what anybody ever told you and you continue to do what you wanted to do. Right? And then a lot of times when you end up in a situation like that, that's when you want to pray to God. That's when you want to say, I want to change my life because of this or because of that, because you in a jam. And then as soon as God be like, okay, you know what? We're going to get you up out of this, right? You immediately go right back to doing what you was doing because now you feel as if everything is okay. But let me tell you, that's the first step to recovery. Because us as human, we don't learn a lot of times from our mistakes until it's almost too late. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever been around somebody and you know they doing bad, and even though you told them, hey, chill, don't do this, don't do this, don't do it, and they constantly doing it. And then to a point where it's like, bro, something's gonna happen where it's either gonna make them sit down or it's gonna change their life forever. That's somewhat of what happened to me. All right? Because I did it. I'm not gonna say people told me like, hey, bro, don't do this, because I kept so much isolated from people, right? Nobody knew I was doing heavy drugs. Now, people knew I was smoking that gas, but at the same time, bro, like when people smoke that gas, bro, ain't nobody sitting up to tell them like, hey, bro, if I was you, I'd chill, bro. I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't do it. Because, come on, bro, it's just gas, bro. You see what I'm saying? I kept so much isolated from a lot of people that I didn't have nobody be like, hey, kid, bro, you better get off that dope, boy, for something bad happen. I didn't have nobody tell me that. All right. When everything hit the fan, I feel like God was giving me signs that I was so blind to. I didn't want to see and or hear those signs. All right. It wasn't until everything was stripped away from me and I got put in isolation. Well, it was just me, myself, I, and my kids. And at certain points in times, I didn't have the dope to comfort me. One thing you need to understand about an addict is a lot of times you can be an addict or you can be somebody who just doing drugs and it catches you, but you're not really an addict. An addict is somebody who, I need it. That's an addict. So I guess you could say like I was in the stage of becoming an addict, right? When it came down to crystal. Now, in my isolation period, a lot of things started to happen to me. All right. Not only did paranoia set in, not only did my mind state of, am I good enough to even be in my kids' life? Do my kids deserve me? Do I even deserve me? These are things that was running through my mind. And I didn't know how to deal with it. Okay? I didn't have nobody to talk to be like, man, look, bro, I'm going through this right now and I really need some help. I didn't have nobody to talk to. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I didn't want nobody to know my situation. I didn't want nobody to look at me like I was a drug addict. I didn't want nobody to look at me like I was addicted to this, even though I was becoming addicted to this. The first step in recovery is, in my eyes, is the reciprocation part, as far as acknowledging the problem. I didn't hit that stage until I hit my isolation stage, which 9 times out of 10 is going to be the first stage you ever hit before recovery. Isolation. When everybody you know around you disappears. But that happens on purpose. Because I feel like in order for God to open up your eyes, He had to take away all the good. And not necessarily, but put in the bad. Well, what do you mean, Key? Why would God do this on purpose? To open up your eyes. He has to take away all the good. The people who love you. The people who are giving you the right tools in life. The people who want to see you succeed. Right? These are things He take away from you. And then in comes the bad. The people who you talk to and they tell you what you want to hear, as far as an addict. The people who do the drugs with you. The people who do not care about your well-being because y'all getting high with each other, and that's the only thing that matters at this point in time. And once the high is over, they dip. Have you ever noticed, like, and this for people who really went through what I went through, because everybody go through different things at different times and different moments in their life. For people who recover, have you ever noticed that whenever you, and matter of fact, let me not say that, because it goes for people who are addicts. Okay, you could be addicted to a lot of things: sex, getting money, drugs, whatever you're addicted to. Have you ever noticed that whenever you want it or you need it, that's when your people come around? But at the moment that it's done, that's when those people disappear. Have you ever noticed that? And I'm talking about, and I'm talking about the people He put in the bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say you was addicted to sex. Whenever you want sex, men and women, oh, that's when everybody coming. Hey, yeah, come on. Hey, what? Oh, you want me to meet you at 11 o'clock at night? Yeah, I got you. Woo, woo. Have you ever noticed in that situation, once the sex is over, they look at you different, you look at them different? Like, you call them and they be like, oh, you want me to come over? Nah, I just need somebody to talk to. Like, I'm really going through something. Oh, I'm busy right now, you know what I'm saying? But shit, just call me back whenever you trying to. You feel me? It goes the same way with addicts. Because when it's time to get high, oh, they there. No, they there. Hey, boy, I got you. I'm gonna bring the bowl, boy. I'm gonna bring the guard, boy. I'm gonna bring the coke. I'm gonna bring this. I'm gonna bring that. I'm bring the white girl, right? But when you going through something, I need somebody to talk to. Oh man, I'm busy right now, baby. But hey, whenever you ready to get high though, let me know. You know what I'm saying? I'll pull up on you. Damn, why can't you pull up on me? I need somebody to talk to. Right? My isolation period was probably some of the most depressing time of my life. Because at that point in time, I didn't know who to lean on to, who to talk to, who to go to in my time of need. But that was all a strategic plan from the man above. Because He didn't want me to go to nobody. He didn't want me to go to my family. He didn't want me to go to my mom. He didn't want me to go to people who I thought I could trust. He wanted me to lean on Him. He wanted me to go to Him, pray to Him, talk to Him, get guidance, knowledge, and wisdom from Him. Put my faith in Him. Put my trust in Him. That's what He wanted. I did not understand that in the beginning. And it hit me. I need to start praying. But not praying like, oh, I need. Because you're not sincere in your heart when you start praying like that. It's more of, what should I do? How should I do it? I want to be able to have my kids look at me and say, dang, I'm proud of my daddy. Those were the thoughts that was running through my head, and I started praying. I started asking for guidance, knowledge, and wisdom. Not knowing that would become my signature later on in life. As my isolation period started to roll, I realized real quick that was just the beginning. It was so many battles that I had to go through to get to my recovery stage. As all this was still going on, I was still doing the dope. I was still getting high. Even though I was in my isolation stage. But I was still praying to God. After my isolation stage, I felt like my conversations with God got stronger. My belief got stronger. Even though I was a church baby. We went to church every Sunday, damn near every Wednesday for Bible study. Sometimes on the weekend to practice. I was an usher in the church. We sung in the choir. My mama and them made us praise dance. We read scripture. Like I was a church baby. All of us was. I didn't know I was falling in this situation that I had fell into. But to be honest with you, I'm glad I did. Because I found myself in the end. After my isolation stage, you have to start with acknowledging the problem at hand. I didn't know how to do that. I didn't know how to acknowledge the fact that I had a problem with getting high. My first test in all of this came when I decided I'm going to stop doing it. Okay? I'm going to stop doing it. Now, it was other things that came about that kind of made me feel some type of way, like the fact that I would do it and him downstairs would get real like shrivelly, like little as hell. And I felt some type of way about it, like, dang, like me doing this is what's going to happen. But I made an excuse so I can continue to do it. Right? Because at that time, I wasn't having sex with nobody. I didn't look to have sex with nobody. Me and BM had just split. You know what I'm saying? I'm staying with her auntie. You know what I'm saying? And at this time, all I wanted to do was just get high. Now, me telling y'all this, honestly, is therapy to me. Because, yes, I can tell y'all my downfalls. And, yes, I can tell y'all the mistakes I made. That's what makes you a man. That's what makes you a woman. Being able to own up to your mistakes. Being able to talk about your flaws. And being able to accept the things that happen to you. And accept the growth that comes along with it. My first real test came when a dude, now mind y'all, right, for the people who know me and watch my videos, understand that, yes, I was the one who started, you know what I'm saying, cheating on being first. Like, I was dogging out, you feel me? I ain't gonna hold it. So like I said, and I'm always address this, is the fact that I can't knock her for her doing what she did, right? I can't knock her. I can't be like, dang, bro, she did me wrong, bro. I can't play victim like that, folks, when I was the one who was doing it in the beginning, right? I just had to put that out there. So the first test is when the dude she was smashing, he came over when I had just got done getting high, but just got done rolling the bowl. That's what we used to call it, rolling the bowl. I'm pretty sure they still call it that. Rolling the bowl. So I just got done rolling the bowl, right? And I was one of them type of, like, I wouldn't say like no little dope head or nothing like that, because that's kind of like extreme. You feel me? I was one of them type of people that got high, like when I would do crystal, you know what I'm saying? I would get in the mirror and I would like to fix my goatee. I would like to fix my edge up, make sure I was nice. And please don't think just because I used to fix my edge up, this is why this is like this. No, this is family shit. Like, my dad, well, he ain't like, he my daddy and shit, but it like, I ain't grow up with him, you feel me? So it's kind of hard for me to be like, oh, that's Pops, when I ain't grew up with you, you feel me? He never taught me how to throw a football, basketball. He never taught me how to fight. He never taught me how to swim. He didn't teach me how to cook. He didn't teach me how to, no, he didn't teach me nothing. So how can I be like, that's my pop? Like, it just don't make no sense to me. So damn, what was I? Because that kind of threw me off a little bit. Matter of fact, let me just get back to it. So whenever I was getting high, bitch, I just got done rolling the bowl. Boom, the dude she was smashing came in, and he was close to the family, right? And so this nigga come in, and at this time we thinking like she in some type of a sex trafficking thing. You feel me? That's like everybody thinking like she in some type of sex trafficking get down. She is stuck. You know what I'm saying? And I had put my pride to the side because obviously he's saying he knew where she was at. So I put my pride to the side. It was gonna be me, him, her daddy, her brothers. You feel me? Maybe not her brothers. I don't know. But like her uncles and shit. We was gonna go to the hotel. We was gonna get her up out that situation. You feel me? Like, and we was gonna go in that bit like strong on me shit. Well, he come in, bitch. Just got done getting high. Just came out the bathroom, rolling the bowl. I'm in there cleaning up. Mind you, my kids is sitting right there on the couch. He like, what that old Chad nigga at anyway? So me, I ain't think he talking about me. You feel me? I'm just in there bitch cleaning up. And he come in there. He like, that Chad nigga right there. Now, this was already a setup because for one, the auntie knew that I was talking to my wife that I'm with now, and my wife that I'm with now plays a big part in everything that comes along with this right here, but I just can't bring that part in just yet. It'll be later on in the video. And so she knew I was talking to her. She knew I was like happy, right? She's like my mood and everything changed because of me talking to my wife that I'm with now. And she didn't like that. She didn't like the fact that I was always on the phone with her. She didn't like the fact that I was spending more time with my kids, going out playing with them, buying them certain things, keeping money in my pocket. Like, she didn't like that, right? So they all in the kitchen area where they can kind of see me, in the dining room area where they can see me, right? Like her kids, her nephews and shit. Like, it's people that's in the dining room area, right, where they can see me. He hit the corner and he was like, yeah, that nigga right there. So I turn around. I'm like, bro, who you talking about? He was like, "Nigga, I'm talking about you. Nigga, you ain't even trying to do nothing to help this girl." Whoop in the third. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, oh yeah, that pool must be good as fuck for you to come in tripping like this. And then you got a whole old lady and kids at the crib. You feel me? Like, what you come in, nigga, all digging the booty for? You feel me? Like, come on, bro. So shit, and everything I know, I'm like, bro, I don't know what you got going, bro. But one thing I know is, nigga, I go to work every motherfucking day and I take care of my kid, bro. So what you got going, bro, that shit don't even involve me. So I turn around to go finish cleaning up, right? Soon as I go to turn around, he, man, smash my ass. Boom. Now, mind you, at this time, probably like 145, man. I was literally fucked. You feel me? I could see my ribs, man, like I was little. And he had to be anywhere from like 240, 245. He had a good 100 pounds on me. You feel me? So he, man, when he hit me, he really supposed to sleep me. On the cool, he really slept me. Right? But me being on the dope bit, like as soon as he hit me and I blacked out, and like, even though I'm telling this, it felt like it was slow-mo, but it really happened so fast. Boom, he hit me, I fall. I'm blacked out. Boom, I hit the ground. When I hit the ground, something in my body, and it had to be the crystal. It had to be the dope. Because when he hit me, boom, and I fall and I black out. As soon as my body hit the ground, boom, I immediately opened. My eye got big and full, boom, and I hopped up. Like right off the fall. It wasn't no boom, fall, look around, damn, what the fuck, get up. No, bro, I can't make this up. It was boom, fall, boom, body hit the ground, immediately got up. And we started fighting, right? And right then and there, my eyes opened up so big to any and everything that was around me, because I felt like I was getting set up. At this point in time, me being in my isolation period really was opening up my eyes to a whole bunch of things, right? I couldn't trust the people that I was around, right? I couldn't trust her auntie because her auntie set it up, right? She could say she didn't, but we all know she did because she used to talk to that man every day. You hear what I'm saying? So boom, bitch, boom, that happened. Okay, right after that happened, I started paying attention to everything that was around me. My paranoia started to kick in, and I was like, okay, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep myself in this situation and think I'll be able to raise my kids, because it's not gonna work. So at nights, during the day, anytime I was just able to think, I had to understand that the problem was me. The problem was getting high. The problem was the drugs. The problem was I want to get high. Like, it was so many things that was running through my mind, and the only thing I could think of is, how do I get better? How do I eliminate the problem? How can I make a better life for me and my kids? But it all started with me first. It all started with, what was you gonna do for yourself to make everything better for you and your kids? And that's probably the second part of recovery for me, because I went through my isolation period, and as I was still going through my isolation period, I had to realize that it all starts with self. It all starts with you. It all starts with you acknowledging what is the problem, and having a game plan to fix whatever is going on, right? Because if you don't acknowledge that you got a problem, if you don't try to fix what's going on, nothing will ever change in life. Nothing will ever change for you in life, ever. Like, I don't care how you slice it or dice it, you always gonna be in some type of problems, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, forever. It will never change for you. So after I learned, after in my mind I was like, okay, I'm the problem, I gotta fix this. I learned real quick that I can't blame nobody but myself. I can't say, oh, well, since I'm over here, they spoon feeding me the dope. Oh, this is happening, and this is the reason I'm feeling. No, because at that point, once you start doing that, blaming everybody for something that you did, and you grown, right? Lil Ray Ray and Lil Johnny didn't put a gun to your head and force you to get in that car to go rob them people, right? Your homeboy Bobby didn't put a gun in your head and tell you, let's go rob this bank. You have a choice and a decision in everything you do in life. It was my choice to get high. It was my choice to stay in the bathroom and continue to roll a bowl. It was my choice to ignore the fact of everything that was going on in my life. That was my choice. That was my decision that I made. And then it just hit me like a light bulb. Oh, shit. Oh, wait a minute. But I'm going to tell you why. Because a couple months before that, I got back in contact with my wife that I'm with now. When I got back in contact with him, we talked. And we talked. And we talked. And we talked. We would talk for hours. That's all we did was just talk. And it was never nothing sexual. It was never, I can't wait for you to. There had to be some of the best moments in my isolation period talking to her. I didn't have AA. I didn't have a group of people to talk to. But I had my wife. My wife was the glue to everything. When I first started back talking to her, she didn't know that I was on the dope. We would talk for hours. Talk damn near all day. Right? And one day I was working. And this when I was working with the carpentry. As I was working, old boy had left to go get something. Me and him used to smoke that gas while we used to work, right? And I would do dope periodically while I worked too. So he was gone, or he went somewhere, and I was getting some 2x4s, or I was getting something out the house. So I went and I lifted up my shirt in the mirror. Because I was wiping the sweat off my face. And as I was wiping the sweat off my face, my shirt was up, and I just did not pass by a mirror. When I passed by that mirror, I looked at myself. And looking at yourself in the mirror when you are an addict, because I was a functioning addict, that's probably some of the scariest shit you can ever see in life. When you start losing weight, when you was healthier than a bull, then you start losing weight, and you look in the mirror and you look sick, it'll scare you. It scared me looking in that mirror, looking at my ribs, seeing myself, and just being like, damn. And it broke me down to a point where I told my wife what was going on. I told her, I said, hey, I gotta talk to you. She said, what's wrong? I said, I'm on dope. She said, what? I said, yeah. She said, what is it? I said, it's a crystal. And I explained to her what was going on, and she was like, okay, let me call you back. And she broke down because one of her family members had the same problem a while ago. So I thought right then and there, like, okay, she about to stop talking to me, like it's raps. But we end up talking, and we talked, and she was like, look, I can't be with somebody who's an addict. And I was like, okay. She was like, I'm not giving you an ultimatum. I'm not saying it's either gonna be me or the drugs, but you gotta get better before it can be me and you. And I was like, okay. So we continued to talk, and I still did the drugs. I still got high. I still did this and still did that. But I never told her that I was doing it. I was just doing it. It wasn't until the first time she came out to my apartment that I had where I realized, okay, yeah, this ain't it, fam. This ain't it, fam. Because a lot of things happened in between that, right? BM came over one day at her aunt's house to get some clothes. I let her in to get the clothes. Her auntie was like, she's a thief because she steals shit all the time. And she got mad and told me I had to get out. Well, when I had to get out, I had moved right back in with my BM at the apartment that we had, right? And it was a lot of stuff that happened in the apartment, you know what I'm saying, that I won't speak on, but only the real know, you know what I'm saying? So it was times that I had to put my pride to the side or lose my life, you know what I'm saying? So I played chess, not checkers. I had to be real calculated in some of the decisions that I made, and I'm still here living, I'm still here breathing, I'm still here with my kids to this day, because I could have been a crash out and let my pride get in the way, but I didn't. I had to just bite that bullet, swallow my pride, and live to fight another day. So BM went and she left me with the kids or whatever, and we was thugging, right? So my wife came down to see me in Louisiana, you know, after us talking for months. And she came down, and, you know, we started to, you know what I'm saying, talking, wanted to do grown folks business. Well, I didn't have a bowl, all right, because I used to like smoking out the bowl. So I was just snorting all day, cleaning up, making sure my kids good, you know what I'm saying, playing with them, just little stuff like that. And when the time she came, they was already laying down. Her sister had came out. When her sister came out, she first came, I gave her a kiss. She said, is there any food places? I told her go down the street, go to Taco Bell. She went down the street, went to Taco Bell, and came back. When it was time for us to do the grown folks business, he didn't get stiff. And she was like, is something wrong? And I was like, nah, like I don't know what's going on. But she immediately thought it was because of my BM. because I wasn't over her. So she ended up leaving the next morning, and I realized, like, okay, it had to be because I was getting high. Had to be. So I did an experiment. Did the experiment. I stopped doing dope for 3 days, and after that third day, he got back to his right. You know what I'm saying? He got back rocking. So I was like, okay. So next time she come over, I had to stop doing this for 3 days. Did I tell her? No, not in the beginning. No, I did not tell her in the beginning. So next time she came back over, got a hotel. I was clean for 3 days. You know what I'm saying? We enjoyed ourselves that whole weekend. So I was sober for 5 days, even though my body was aching at certain points in times and stuff like that, right? Right then and there was the moment I realized, oh shit, wait, I ain't did dope in 5 days. If I could stop doing it for 5 days, why can't I just stop altogether? Why can't I just stop altogether? End up moving back in with her, ain't it? No. Matter of fact, I didn't. I was over there. And because my kids, like, I didn't have a car. We needed a ride to do certain things and stuff like that, right? So I started working out. All right. And I had to figure out what was my plan. My plan was to stop doing it altogether. I ended up telling her, my wife now, was like, look, the reason why I couldn't get hard the way I wanted to was because I was still doing, the ice. She was like, okay, I knew it was something. We talked about it as grown folks and left it at that. So now I'm on my journey of, okay, I got to have a game plan. I got to have a game plan to stop doing this whoop in the third. First thing I thought was I could do it every now and then and just try, you know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be hard just quitting cold turkey. But then I got to thinking, like, you better than that, kid. So I started working out. Started working out heavy, started doing a lot of push-ups, burpees, sit-ups, stuff like that, right? It wasn't until one day I'm in there doing my push-ups and the dope fell out of the cabinet. Boom, fell out the cabinet. Big bag of crystal. And when it fell out and it hit the ground, I looked at it and I paused for maybe like 10, 15 seconds just looking at it. Because I knew that the bowl was right underneath the sink. I knew that the lighter was right behind the bathroom door on the cabinet. I knew I could just open up the bag, put something in there, get high, and then boom. And I was like, I thought. It's like the longest 15 seconds of my life. I stopped and I was just looking at the bag. And then I called her ain't it to the bathroom. I said, hey, just fell out the cabinet. Need to put it up before one of the kids see it. She said, oh, okay, I appreciate it. She was about to walk out and she came back in and she said, load up the bowl and get you right. And I looked at her and I said, nah, I'm good. She was like, what? I was like, I'm good. She was like, you sure? Like, you can go ahead and get right before you go to work. I said, nah, I'm good. She was like, all right, well, if you want to, just let me know. And I was like, all right. Right then and there, I told myself, I said, damn, I just said no to the dope. But that was just the beginning. Because when you try to do good in life, the devil's always working. Ain't that the truth? After that ended up happening, because you would have thought, like, for the people who know my video, you would have thought that, oh, well, didn't you say you had drowned in the tub twice? You almost died in the tub? Yeah, and I would have thought me doing that right there would have changed me, but it didn't. I just continued to go hard. And right then and there, when I seen the dope and I told her, hey, You gotta do something with this. And I told her I didn't want to do it no more. I thought that would be like the end of it. I thought I'd just be good, everything would be alright. No, that was just the beginning. That was just the beginning. Because I get back to the crib me and BM staying at, and a dude that I thought was my dog came over to smash her. When he seen me in the house, he was like, "Oh, I ain't know you was here, boy. I had just brought over some food." I looked that nigga dead in his eyes and I said, "That's a bet." I went to the back room. He ended up calling me to the front, and we talked. He blew down some gas with me. He was like, "Look, I don't mean no disrespect, Key. It really wasn't like that." I said, "Bro, it is what it is, fam." He was like, "Look, I see you in a messed up situation right now. Let me help you." And I gave him the go to hell look. And I'm like, "What's up?" And he said, "Look, I got an extra room. Why don't you and the kids come move in, bro, and get out this situation?" I looked at him, I said, "I'll think about it. I got your number." He said, "All right, bro." And he got out of there. As soon as he left, I was standing there, still outside the door, looking at the door, knowing what was back in the house, right? My kids and my BM. And I called my mama. When I called my mom, I'm like, "Mama, look, I'm in a bad situation. Can me and the kids please come back and move in with you?" My mom was like, "No, I can't let you. Because if I let you come back and stay with me, you will never learn how to be a man on your own." And I was like, "Mama, I need help." She's like, I can't help you this time. You gotta learn how to be a man." And I hung up the phone. I felt so played about the whole situation. Because that's my mama. Not knowing that if my mama would have helped me that day, I probably wouldn't be here telling my story. I don't think y'all understand that part, though. I ended up going back over to her anus. Seeing the environment that I was in, I was like, okay. My game plan is to get away from the dope. Get away from everybody who I get high with. Start fresh and try to figure out what I'm going to do. I called him. I said, "Hey, bro, can you come get me and the kids?" He said, "Yeah." Came and got me and the kids. Took my kids to my granny house. Got all my stuff about the apartment. Moved into his trailer. Me and the kids had a back room with a mattress on the floor. And I let the kids lay on the mattress and I laid on the floor. Because we all really couldn't fit on there comfortably. So, I'm still talking to my wife. We conversating. And one night, as I'm in the house with him, he said, "Hey, you want to get high?" I'm like, "Hey, yeah, let's do it," right? He rolled up. And then he brings out the bowl and he says, "You want to hit this first?" And I'm looking at it. And he starts to roll it. I see the clouds. I see the smoke. I said, "Yeah, let me hit it." And I get high with him. And right then and there, I felt like I failed Like, damn, bro, I went right back to doing the same shit. Like, damn. And I would continue to get high with him all the way up until I left. So, me and my wife talked, and around this time, my BM brother was finna get married to his wife. 2018, I'll never forget this. So, it had to be like the end of November. So, my two oldest kids left and went with him to the wedding, and it was just me and Lil Head, my baby boy. And me and her talking, I said, hey, you should come get us and, you know, let me come stay the weekend with you. She was like, okay, cool. She came and got me and Lil Head, and we went and went to her house for the weekend. Went out there, met her mom, met everybody that we was gonna meet. And it was probably some of the best time of my life, because we go out there, man, I see her mom, they meet my baby boy, I meet a couple of her brothers, you know what I'm saying? And it changed me, because I was like, damn, it's way better out here than it is back home. I thought to myself real quick, I gotta try to figure out how to get out here. I gotta try to figure out how to get me and my kids out here. But I don't have a car. I don't have a job. I don't have no income. I don't have nothing to make it 100, 200 some miles down 20 West to get to Dallas. That weekend went by, and it was time for me to go back home. She drove me all the way back home. On the way back home, we just talked and laughed and joked and played. And I wanted that so bad. I wanted that life so bad. I could tell she was sad when it was time for me to go, though. When I got back in Louisiana, she got out the car, and as soon as I got back, me and Kim Folk went right back to rolling the bowl and getting high. Went right back to rolling the bowl and getting high. Immediately. Kids in the back room playing with his kids. We in a whole another room getting high. It's crazy. And I told myself, I said, I gotta figure out how to get out there. And around this time, me and her mom started talking a lot. Right? We started talking a lot. Her mom was a blessing to me and the kids as well. You know, my wife was a blessing, but her mom was a really big blessing. Cause maybe like a week or two later, she got on the phone with me. She said, "You love my daughter, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do." She said, "I want you and the kids to move out here and come live with me and my daughter. Come move into my house." Because at this time, my wife had an apartment, but then she ended up moving back in with her mom. And I was like, "You sure?" And she said, "I wouldn't be telling you this if I wasn't sure." I said, "Okay." Even though she knew that I was on the dope. She might not know the severity of it, but she knew I was on the dope. She said, "I'm going to arrange for Marissa," which is her youngest daughter, which is her youngest child. "I'm going to arrange for Marissa to get Victoria's car and come out there and get you." I said, "Okay." Now, mind you, her sister had already knew that I was on the dope, because at one point in time, her sister had problems too. So she could spot an addict. She knew. She just never told my wife, which was so player. You know what I mean? Like, she kept it to herself because she said, that was something that you had to tell her, not me. And when I did tell her, she told her sister, like, I already knew, sis. Like, I already knew. But it wasn't my place to tell, you know what I'm saying? Which I respected that. The night before I left, the day before I left, I didn't tell nobody I was leaving. I called my cousin up, one of my older cousins, not on like my granny or papa side. You know, it's on another side, right? No, I ain't gonna say his name. Even though I found out he was smashing BM2. He was smashing BM2. Like a lot of dudes that I kicked it with and I brought her around was smashing her. Right? Which, like I said, I don't blame her because she, even though I did my dirt out of town, and then when I came in town, I started doing a little dirt in town too. But I did all my dirt out of town. So it was just like whatever to me. But when she started smashing all my partners and dudes that I brought her around, it was like, damn, it hit a little different. I ain't gonna hold you, it hit a little different. So he was smashing it too. He was smashing it too. But at that point in time, I was like, I'm finna get high with him, so I don't give a fuck. Like after this, I ain't fuck with him no more, right? But the mentality though, even though this dude smashed your BM, just cause he finna come over here and roll a bowl with you, you gonna put that to the side just so you can get high. He come over, we talk, we getting high, damn near all day. You know, I think he was over there for like 2-3 hours. He was just rolling the boat. He like, damn, cuz, what's up? What you got all these? I had 2 big white trash bags. He like, what you got these trash bags for? I said, I'm leaving. I'm leaving today. He's like, man, where you going? I said, shit, I'm going to Dallas. He said, Dallas? I said, yeah. Why you going to Dallas? Shit, I'm leaving the boot, cuz. I can't do this no more. That man looked at me dead in my eyes and said, that's the best thing for you. I said, yeah, I know. So we got high. He ended up dipping. I ended up seeing, in that same week, right before I left, I ended up seeing Gage, a guy who passed a couple years ago or went missing. Me and Gage talked, and I was telling him too, I was like, I'm thinking about leaving Kinfolk. He said, where you going? I said, Dallas. He said, my nigga, like, when you go, don't look back, folk, just go. I said, yeah, that's the plan. After me and him got high, I got in contact with a sister. I said, hey, you know, just let me know whenever you come and give you directions. We walk off in the third. Sister didn't know nothing about it. Came and got me. And I said, I gotta make a couple stops before we hit the highway. She said, make however many stops you want. You good. Gas, we filled up, everything good. I said, okay. Went to my mom's job. And hey, Mom, I'm about to leave. She said, well, where you going? I said, I'm going to Dallas. She said, Dallas? What you doing out there? I said, you remember Victoria? You know? She's like, yeah. I said, her mom told me I can come and move in with her, so that's what I'm about to do. My mom immediately started crying. She said, where are my grandbabies at? I said, they in the back of the car, Mom. I got all 3 of them. She wanted confirmation. She wanted to open up the door and look. My mama always told me, whatever you do, don't leave these kids with that girl. I said, I won't. I kept my promise. Took all 3 of my kids. Me and my mom talked for a little bit. Then I left. Had previously called BM earlier that day and told her that I was leaving. And she said, can I see the kids before you leave? I said, yeah. Met her at Brookwood Church. She pulled up with some dude acting like he had car problems and shit. Let her see the kids. And then I dipped. And then once I hit the highway, it's like I could breathe again. It's like everything just, like time was just standing still for a moment. But I was high though, on the way to Dallas. And everybody went to sleep, and I looked in a rearview mirror, and I looked at my kids, man, and I was like, damn. We finally free. It was rough in the beginning. 2 weeks later, I got a job, started working, taking care of my family like I'm supposed to. But what there's good is always gonna be bad, because I relapsed out here in Dallas, and something happened where I had to go to the hospital, and started taking these pills, like daytime pills, nighttime pills. So I started abusing the pills because I liked it, the high it gave me. And I was abusing them so much I started taking more than what I was supposed to. And I blacked out one day. Don't remember nothing that happened, but my wife basically said that I was shaking in the room, shaking really bad. And I was shaking so bad that she put me in the shower, and I was shaking in the shower. Then she bathed me, whatever, and got me out, put my clothes on me. And whenever she put me on the couch, sat me down on the couch. And I just sat me down on the couch, and the TV was on. I just came to, and I was like, "Damn, what am I doing? Like, I'm dressed and everything, whatever." She was like, "You don't remember what happened?" I said, "Nah, I don't." She was like you was twitching and shit in the shower. Like, you don't remember that? I was like, "Nah, I don't." And we talked about it, and I relapsed. So I put the pills down, started doing the pills. That's when my recovery really started. I got better. Being out here in Dallas, I still had hiccups, smoking the gas and stuff like that, but it took a while to get off the dope. But eventually I did. My recovery is going to be different than other people's recoveries, but I recovered. And I'm glad that I had my wife to talk to when I was going through what I was going through. I'm glad that my mom said no when I was going through what I was going through. I'm glad that my mother-in-law seen something in me other than just a drug addict when I was going through what I was going through. Her sister accepted me when I was going through what I was going through. The only person that I told I was on the dope was my brother Chris, right? My brother from another mother, Chris. I told him, and he encouraged me to get off of it, but I didn't listen. But he still accepted me. Me and him getting married this year, 2 months apart from each other, and I'm happy for him, man. He got me in his wedding, and I got him in mine. I hate that I didn't put him as my best man, but I put my cousin as my best man. No knocks to Chris. I'm grateful to be his best man, but I put my cousin Roderick as my best man. And life goes on for me. Am I tempted to do dope? Nah. I'll never be 145 again. Let me not say never, because never say never. I won't be 145 again. And I won't get on the dope again. The journey that I'm on right now is more of a guidance, knowledge, and wisdom journey. Because not only do I seek it, I love to give it. I love to give people the game. Not everybody gonna listen to what I say. Not everybody gonna agree with my method. But eventually, you'll understand where I'm coming from. Just keeping it a bean. Look, man, one ask for three things, man: guidance, knowledge, and wisdom. And if it ain't that, man, I already knew what time it is with me over here. Till next time. Or now, man, I appreciate everybody rocking my video, man. Listen, I know this one was a longer one. You know what I'm saying? But to give y'all what I want to give y'all in today's message, it had to be long. I appreciate everybody who, if you got this far in this video, man, hit the like button for me, man. I appreciate everybody who really just tapped in with the kid, man. I appreciate everybody who just rocking with my videos, you know what I'm saying, and who understands what I went through. Maybe you going through it, maybe a family member going through it, you know what I'm saying, maybe a friend going through it, whatever the case may be. Understand that recovery is very hard. Nothing is easy about it. But if you put your mind to it, anything is possible. Anything is possible if you put your mind to it. All you gotta do is have a little faith. But look, man, like I always said, man, stay on y'all P's and Q's at all time, man. Make sure your head is always on a swivel. And we're going to continue to apply pressure and keep our foot on their neck. And if they say they can't breathe, bitch, we'll apply more pressure. And we're going to get you up out of here. Just keep it in the bean, dog.